Be a little quiet here until I get the rest of the rooms open up. It allows time for everyone to log in. Let's go ahead and get some things done. So if anyone is signed in, welcome you here. Do something like that right there. All right. A few more, just another minute, top of the hour. So if anybody can hear me, not sure if anyone can right now. It takes a minute to get logged in. We'll get there. Okay, we're going to fire it up here. Let's see, we'll do this right here, and we'll say, hey, good morning, everybody. How you doing out there? Make sure the camera's working. Hello. Oh, Mike's working. Hello. Hey, Donna, good morning. Joe, Mike, Julie, Gold, William. That's the only names I can see. Hello, Vernon. Mark, welcome. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. How's everybody doing? December 1st, 2025. Can you believe it? Time flies, doesn't it? It really, really does. Time flies. It's crazy. You know, when you're about 6 years old and you're waiting for Christmas, it seems like forever. But when you're 68 years old, every day just before you know it, it's December 1st. I'm going to start a new year pretty quick. All right. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope everyone is planning for whatever holiday we've got coming up for you. That'd be great. Christmas for me. Just making sure to let some people log in. Let's see, all right, no problem. Okay, so, oh yeah, I need to tell you about this. I think I mentioned it last week. John, BYOB Day Trading, is having his open house this Wednesday, December 3rd. It's a full day of day trading. John only has maybe 3 strategies that I know for day trading, if that. But he nails them, absolutely nails them. Really cool thing is you can actually use the exact same strategies into swing trading. That's why I kind of like to watch him and learn about it a little bit. It's pretty simple to learn. It's not hard. But you get a chance to go check it out, go do that. Okay. This Wednesday, this week, Wednesday, day after tomorrow, all day long. I want to remind everybody else, and thank you for letting me do some of these reminders. And we have to do sales. That's the normal. I mean, we're in business, right? Okay, so we have to do it. And our Black Friday sale is still going. 2 months for the price of one here at Hit and Run Candlesticks. If you buy an annual, that's 6 months. 6 months free. And then if you buy a lifetime, that's free for a lifetime. And free with each one of these is 2 hours of coaching. Speaking of which, I sent some emails to folks to check on you and let you know you've got 2 hours of coaching. So if you get that email, just let me know. We'll set something up, okay, for folks that have already jumped on this. So our Black Friday, it will be closing. I'll have to discuss with Ed exactly when it's going to get shut down, but I know it'll be this week sometime. So Black Friday, here it is. I guess it's Sunday, Cyber Monday, right? Cyber Monday. Yeah. But we're still doing the Black Friday. So I'm going to put this over here. Close this out right there. There we go. All righty. Let's take a look at the market already, huh? Let's talk about some things that's happening. Government's open, and now we're back to normal, I guess. Normal. And let's take a look. You've got ISM manufacturing here at 10 a.m. this morning. Really, you don't have much Tuesday motor vehicle sales. I don't believe that's anything to, get too upset about. ADP report, I don't think that's a big one to worry about. Petroleum status, maybe that one perhaps a little bit. And then Thursday, it looks like we have the international trade in goods and services. There might be a lot of following in that one there. And then we have the jobs claims. Now that one's a doozy. Everybody seems to get worked up over that one. Um, so we'll watch the market there. And then we've got the EIA natural gas report at 10:30 Thursday, and then Friday delayed there. Consumer sentiment. That's another one that folks tend to get, I don't know, show a lot of interest in, and a lot of chatter on that one. Factory orders, which you don't hear too much about that, but so we've got a few things this week. Yeah, a few things. As far as earnings go, let's see. I got this. Whoops, make that not so big. There we go. Put this over here. We've got some earnings here. Marvel, Marvel, big CrowdStrike. I think that would be big ones there. Snowflake, maybe Five Below. Um, Salesforce. Sorry, kept looking at CRM and trying to get Salesforce out of it. Didn't add up. Um, got some Kroger's here. TD up there. Dollar General. That might be a fun one to watch actually. So Ultra here on earnings. So a little bit of earnings, but nothing spectacular. Nothing earth-shattering at this point. So move this out of the way so I've got a screen. All right. All right, let's take a look at the market, huh? Again, thanks everyone for being here. I appreciate it. Remember to, if you're in our social media areas, give us a thumbs up, leave us a note. And for those that last night I did something, I'm not gonna. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna cut it off as of right now. Okay, so right now it's cut off. But for those that watched a YouTube video, and I said, if you watch this whole thing, let me know. Um, I stuck my finger in the dike there a little bit, and to my surprise, there's quite a few people that watch our videos to the end. So thank you very much. So I have to talk to Ed about some ideas I have to say thank you to you for watching the video to the end. I appreciate that. It was very kind of everybody. And when I receive these pop-up things that say Joe like made it, I watched to the end, I did it, things like that. Like I appreciate it. You put smiles on my face last night. So anyway, we'll work on something. Okay. All right, let's talk about the SPY here. Now, one thing we did last week, I know we did it. There was no question about it. I hope everybody was listening up. We're going to have a pullback, aren't we? It just stands to reason. The market it's got nothing to do with cannot. The market does not. It is not the way the market works. We just don't keep going up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a gap here, a gap here. I count gaps as a day, by the way. Right, wrong, or indifferent. It's my business, my trading business, and it's what I do, and it's okay. If say Richard there wants to say, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? This bottom one doesn't count. So if Richard just wants to say there's 1, 2, 3, 4 candles up there, that's perfectly fine for Richard to do. It's his business. He can do what he wants to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a gap. 7, 8 days. 8 days up. Where in the world do you think this market's going to go? It's going to go down. Okay. So, and I think that is a wonderful thing for the market. I think it's a fantastic thing for the market because now it's going to set up an awful lot of charts that we can really play with. Of course, if the bulls don't come in and we continue down, then that's a whole nother story. But we'll talk about that story only if it happens. Right now, let's stay positive and let's stay bullish And let's keep thinking about 700 up here for a number. So we've got a low, we've got a high, we've got a pullback. Any kind of, let's just keep that color. It looks good, doesn't it? Any kind of a pullback all the way down to that 670 area, I would prefer that it stayed around that 674 area, 675 area. I would prefer that. But if it did want to come down here, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. The problem is if we lose this area, that would, well, remember I said we weren't going to talk about that until it happened. So we're not going to talk about it, but you see my point. So a normal little pullback is looking pretty good here. What we're going to wait for are the bulls to step in, right? We're not going to rush anything. Today might be a great day to do some window shopping, put together a watch list of charts that man, you just think they're fantastic. They're in a trend, they're set up, they've got good candle patterns, good quality charts. Now you're just waiting for that little bit of a, that little bit of a, those buyers to kind of push you in that direction. And then when we get that, now we can move up, take out this 684 area, probably a little rest, right? And then run up to about that, we'll call that 690, close to 690, right? Anyway, that's kind of what I think is going to happen. Just a pullback, nice little pullback. And heck, we might not even get much more than this. I can't predict that we're going to get further down necessarily, although I think down here to 675 would be appropriate. I really do. I think that would be very appropriate. Yeah. So right down there would be nice, and then those buyers step in. Okay. Let's take a look at the Qs. Qs are about the same thing. They're not up quite as high as the SPY, but if we can hold above this 608, 609 area, 50 period moving average, buyers step in. Wouldn't that be a nice chart? I mean, look at the possibility here. Boom, boom, boom. Whew. Thrust, rest, money. Thrust, rest, money. See the trade, plan the trade, trade the trade. SPT. Take a look at IWM. Doing the same thing, acting very nice. Had a great big week up, and now we're pulling back a little bit for a rest. Perfectly normal. Watch for those buyers to set up. Let's take a look at XLE. Did you guys know? I'm sorry. I feel like I should know this, but I don't know this. And one of our members that hangs out over at Discord sometimes shared a little piece of information that XLE is soon to split. Don't know the exact date, but XLE, XLB, XLK, and XLU are scheduled to split. Maybe we can find out today the date of that. I don't know the date. Anyway, I had no idea that. So thank you, Bob. Appreciate it very, very much. Daryl. Was it Daryl or Bob? Huh. Yeah. Yeah, I had no idea either, Roger. Yeah, no, I think it was Daryl. I said Bob. I'm sorry, Daryl. I don't know where I came from. Anyway, let's take a look at XLE. It's in this very nice wedge right here. We get this breakout, the next target up, 975.75. At this point, I'm probably more bullish this than I am short. Take a look at IYT, the transports. We're up pretty hard here. I think we do need a rest. I do think we need that rest. But a breakout would set the transports free, and that would get us up. If we just looked at $10 increments, man, that would get us up into the $80 mark on that. So go transports. A quick peek at RSP. RSP has rallied up. Looks just like Qs or just like the SPY here. Up. We need that little rest now. We broke out of that downtrend. I get a kick out of this. I hear from people all the time, and there's so many outside influences that makes you think something, and it's all emails you receive and the text you receive. television time, radio time. It's amazing. But here's the scenario. Here's what I'm talking about. All right, we move up. Okay, now we need to break out of that downtrend to be bullish. Okay, and now we put a candle like this. Do you know that I've heard from people? Oh, is it time to go short? Are we going to break down now and come back and test these lows? It's like, oh my God, just last week you were saying how great it would be to break out of this and set up for a buy signal. Now you're going short. You know, what freaking channel do you listen to? Stop it. Just shoot the TV or something. I mean, you got to stop listening to some of these people. Um, really do. But it does. It's crazy. One day it's um, bipolar traders. Bipolar traders. That's not going to work out. Take a look at SMH. So now here we are up. No, this is not a time to be short. This is a time to be looking for longs. So here we are up, very nice, a nice little pullback here. 3-8 trap setting up above that trend line, rising 50 period moving average. That's a good looking chart on SMH. Any others? Okay, now let's take a look at some that I have in this list. Take a look at some copper miners. It's up. Too high to be trading, in my opinion. Needs a little bit of a pullback. We did that. Take a look at Apple. Now, last week I closed my Apple. I kind of wish I didn't, but you know, I closed out some good money and I put goals in my pot for the Road to Wealth account, and I have tripled the account in less than a year. The goal was to triple it. I'm sorry, double it in a year. That's the only goal. That's always the goal. Anything else over that is just sweet candy. That's all it is, pie. So it is tripled. I'm still trying to quadruple it. It could happen. I've got a month and a half left. I could make that happen. So we're going to work on that. But anyway, I took those profits off, and now we're pulling back to a place where I could buy it again. It looks pretty good to me. Now, this would be a good place down here, but we may not get there. And I don't mind buying it right here. Nice little 3-day trap. Nice move up. You know, that's only 1.4%. That's almost 3%. AAPU. Don't forget to look at the single stock ETF for Apple here. You know, like a buy in this area here up to that top one. That's 5.6%. That's some good money when you're trading options. That's good money. Anyway, uh, let's see here. Microsoft. Take a look at Microsoft. Microsoft needs, and it's doing it by the way. Needs a bottom, which I think it's checked that off. The bottom could fall out, but this is all going to have to fail. But as of right now, we're going to look at that as a bottom. There's your high. It needs a pullback, which it's doing that, isn't it? Now, it may pull back a little further. In fact, that's what I would like. And then we start moving up. We break out of that top. That's your tradable bottom right there. Of course, you can buy it to your heart's content down here. There's a lot of people doing that. That's your tradable bottom. And then we're on our way to that 50% relief rally retracement up there. Amazon. I'm digging Amazon. I got to tell you, I really want some Amazon because I personally feel Amazon gets into that $300 mark up there, are awfully darn close to it. So I've been stalking Amazon a little bit. So far, it's working. Here we are up. I need to see that rest, which maybe we're doing that. I'd like to see it rest a little bit more. And I'm going to look to buy some Amazon, or what is it? ANZU is what I'll buy. And then see if we can't ride that thing up to this recent top, maybe watch it break down here. But Amazon's looking very good. Google's a monster. Google's a 3-8 trap right now. It's pulled back a little bit. Bit of a hangman up here, so it might need to pull back a little bit more. I need to stop right there because that just reminded me of something. Can we go back to the SPY? The daily chart is looking really, really good. Take a look at the weekly chart, and I think that's also looking very good. Nice chart. But let's take a look at that monthly chart, and let's keep this in mind, okay? We've got ourselves a hangman right here. And we do have to watch that. All right. So as bullish as I might sound, I always have uh, a little bit of a naughty side in my pocket, always. And this may be a naughty candle. We need to get through all that daily stuff, um, and then we'll get through that naughty candle. Although I'm never going to take that naughty thing out of my pocket. Anyway, that's another conversation. Did we look at SMH? Yes, we did. Did we look at? Oh, let's talk a little bit about IBIT. Yesterday, I put two videos out on Facebook. One of them covered Ditto, I think. If anyone is interested, please take a look. But I am really shopping for some Bitcoin down here. And I love the fact that this gap down. I'm excited. I am really, really excited because that just hurried up my chart pattern. Low, high, higher, low. Okay. So all we've got to do is stay above these lows. And now this potentially could put together that move up. And to me, that would be tradable. Of course, we need to break out of that area right there. Okay. But I'm digging that. Now, there is one little problem. Little problem. And that is, get my, and that is if we look way over here on the left, the thing right there, we need to be above, that was poorly drawn. There we go. We need to be above about that area right there. So, the bulls step in and start moving up here, that would do it. Now I can start looking for IBIT or Ditto in here. And I want to make a comment here. Notice I'm not trying to pick a bottom. I'm actually trying to wait for a chart pattern, something that I can logically talk about here. I can say, okay, this is what I'm waiting for. This is why. And then if it wins, I can share with this is what we waited for. It worked. Well, what if it fails? Because sometimes they fail. I can say, well, you know what? I did everything by the rules. I did everything right, but it just wasn't its time. And that happens all the time. So, um, and anyway, I think it's important to wait for those things, those setups there. Here's ETHA, low, high, higher low setting up. Need to watch that candle, but I do have my eyes on it. Okay, let's take a look at some charts. IONQ. Let's see. Make sure nobody else put some out there. Oh, Roger, shop setting up for blue eyes failure. Let's take a peek. Shop. It's got that. It does. Yeah. Let me move this over so I can see my other monitor. Yeah. 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 It's also failing the cloud here too. So I don't have this on real time. Just a second. See how we're busting through the cloud right here. So yeah, shop could be setting up short, most definitely. I do want to throw a caution out there is this is a bullish market. Careful shorting in a bullish market. There's always going to be a short trade, and there's always going to be a short trade that works, no doubt about it. I don't care how bullish we are, there's always a short trade. Just saying, careful shorting in a bullish market. Where do I go from here? Over here. So yeah, that is setting up. Okay, we'll fly. Thank you very much. Hey Chip, XLE will split December 5th, 2-for-1. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let me move this out of the way. There we go. Alrighty. All right, let's come over here. I made a list. I forgot. So let's. I feel like I'm lost now all of a sudden. I think I'm back on path. Here's IONQ, a low, high. We didn't make a higher low, but we did come down and make a nice hammer here. What that's doing is it took out that low, high, higher low, but we may have created a inverted head and shoulders. I still think we need to move above around that $50 mark or above the trend indicator here. But that puts this area up here as a beautiful, beautiful snapback target. Relief rally, snapback, call it whatever you want. Um, but we're talking, 21, 22%. That's good. That's good money. I don't care who you are. That's good money on just the stock alone, and the option is fantastic. So I'm going to put a little line right here. This is the 50% retracement back up area. So right in there. I think IONQ is 1 4. Take a look at some Intel here. Look at Intel. Intel's coming off the 50 period moving average. It popped up. Why is that red line there? Oh, I see. Taking it from this high to that low, bringing it down. We're over the downtrend line, right? That's pretty cool. And then we've got a low, a little rest. We break out. We're pulling back. What a great entry area on Intel. There's the 50% retracement. Next target would be 49 up here. 49. The 49 line right up here. After 50%. A little bit of gold, although I think a lot of gold is a little overbought. So just be a little careful. Don't get gold fever and buy gold that's up, 19 days in a row, things like that. There's not too many that's yet pulled back like AU, but AU is working. Gold is working, just a little oversold right now, overbought, excuse me, for buying. That's looking pretty good. I've got GFI here, rounded bottom breakout. Oops, GF, not that one, GFI. There we go. There we go. 3-8 trap set up. We're close to the T-line trend indicator in the 50. We can see we've got this breakout going on right now. So it might have some room to run up there possibly. I know this is not gold, but take a look at copper here. Copper is working out very well. We've been up pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days resting here. Watch for that next little spurt to the upside. Hey, Daryl, good morning. You're looking at CSPGP. There we go. Yeah, needs a pullback, I think. Take a look at that. We're testing that downtrend line, and we break out of that, and we're at 70. Man, we could get to 75 real easy on that. Man, let's flag that. I'm going to write that one down. Whoops, I wrote the wrong one down. I see that right now. CSGP. Oh, still did it wrong. CSGP. There we go. Maybe I need some coffee. Cold coffee. Yeah, look here. Look here. Yeah, looky. Double bottom or low high, higher low, whichever you want to call it. Nice little move up. Love it. And then we've got this pop out of the box setting up. Next target up toward the 50 period moving average here. I like that. And we're talking 7% there, and then roll up to the 200 area, there's 14.5%. That's a nice chart. Thank you. Very smooth coming down, a very nice bottom in here being made. May need to rest a day or two. Watch the market resting. So let's watch that. That looks pretty good there. Thank you very, very much. Hey, good morning, Mr. Goodson. CRK, up and away. Nice little J hook being set up. Let's draw some lines. Here to here. Yeah, that's about right. So now we can see where we might see some targets up here. There we go. And then we'll look at that breakout, right? Looking good. Let's flag that. CRK. It's on a mission. You can see that it's on a mission. Nice. Thank you. I talked about Apple earlier. Oh, and please, there are two videos on YouTube that I did last night. One are a few charts that I am in, explained, and the second video was on charts that I think are good for a watch list. And we'll keep an eye on those. And then I sort of avoid them today. So Apple's one of them, but just so we can cover more ground. Take a look at some banks here. Let's take a look at Wells Fargo. It's setting up pretty good, I think, up, and now we're resting. It needs to get through this area here, but once it does, there's a real potential. Wells Fargo could get to $100 here. Take a look at BAC. Same thing. Um, I'm not going to say $100. That's a stretch for Bank of America. But man, we could get up here that at $50. Look at $5 increments. There's 55. 60 is up here. And we're up. We're resting today, which it needs to rest after this many days up. We're also bumping up a fair amount of resistance. Bunch of fat lazy bears sitting up there. But fat lazy bears, I got to tell you, if you ever seen one in real life, they're scary. So bulls like to stay away from those and just try to sneak past them there. Hey, Daryl. Yeah, we talked about that one. That was one of the first ones. That's a beautiful chart. That was looking really, really good. How about some SLB? Look at SLB might be trying to set up where we're up, we're down, we're getting support off that 50 period moving average. It might be ready to take that next run up. It does have a little bit to cut through here, though, doesn't it? Either be darn sure or be willing to wait, or wait till it does, because once it does break out, I think it's got a little easier room making money. Here's one I talked about on the video yesterday, one of the videos, Twillo. Look at that nice little pennant that we broke out of and come back and tested. And it's okay if we break out of like a pennant or a downtrend line and we come back and test below it, it doesn't mean that failed. You have to trust it. You have to let everything play out. I wouldn't kick it off. I doubt anyone would hold it if they bought it up here. We'd still be holding it here. You never know. But here, trust it. Let the chart pattern play out. And here we are up now, and we're consolidating. Looks to me like we're heading up there. What else do I have here? Check out Lynn. We got Lynn here. That's a nice chart on Lynn. So we're up. I know, some people afraid of housing. Don't be afraid of housing. We trade the chart. Don't trade. I recommend trading the chart. Say, I'm not going to trade housing right now and it's because of you don't know. I'm not lying to you. I don't mean to piss anybody off or anything, but unless you sit and spend several hours of work coming up with your conclusion, listening to Facebook for your conclusion, stop. Listening to CNBC for conclusion, geesh, don't do that. Listening to some speaker that comes on CNBC that just likes his big ass pants to get tack, 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 tack. That's all they want is 15 minutes in fame. No, stop. Read the charts. You are the best traders in the world because you have the best tools in the world. It's just sometimes because some big fat dude that comes on that's been trading for 110 years and got one stock in his life right, for the last 100 years, he's some guru. It doesn't work out that way. Trust me, you guys are far better traders. Just follow the chart. If you don't know how to follow the chart, share that with me in the room here, okay? And we will work on that. All right, with that, I am going to call it a morning. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody over there that's in the social media side. Thank you very much. Julie, Vernon, Mark, appreciate that. Everybody over here, Members, thank you very much. I'll be back online here um, in about 25 minutes, okay? And let's have a fun day today. Stay safe, make some money, enjoy your day. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.